Yo, what's up, guys? It's KB. Thanks for tuning in to another video here on the Outside the Box Podcast YouTube channel. If you like the content you're seeing from us here, be sure to smash that like button, click the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos, leave a comment down below, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. And now let's get into another original video here on the Outside the Box Podcast YouTube channel. All right, everybody, we are here at PLL and WLL Championship Series. It's semifinal day at the time of this recording, and we are joined by one of our biggest fans and the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Rabil, CEO of the PLL.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Stoked to have you back on. It feels like this is a tradition now that we just sit down at Champ Series.
Let's make it a tradition.
I'm down.
This is 2 years in a row we've done it?
I think so. I think we took off last year because I showed up late because the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Okay. You were still partying?
Yeah, I came in late, so but I think we've done 2 sit-downs now for Champ Series.
Let's keep it going. Yeah.
I'm liking this tradition.
I love sitting with you, man.
What has kind of popped off the page? You know, you've got Lexus coming back for Champ Series again, which I think has been an awesome partner for you guys, and kind of just seeing them plastered everywhere just shows their investment in the league and the sport. I think it's a really awesome partner to have.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the team has done an amazing job just sort of being able to activate Lexus. I think from their perspective, what they see is they see a really premium audience. They see family, right? Their new GX is really focused on sort of premium family audience, and that's what we have. And they've done a really good job activating our players too, like Miles. And you know, Miles came down with us actually to Dallas, and he came on our renewal pitch with us.
Nice.
We did a 1-year deal with him last year, and then this past December, first week of December, we called Miles and we're like, "Hey, man, you know, you're an ambassador with Lexus. We're going in there to pitch in their whole team, Team 1, their CMO. Why don't you come in to pitch with us?" So we flew him in, hung in the hotel. We did our whole walkthrough with him, and he was stellar. We brought them back for this. This is, you know, the Lexus Championship Series, but and then they're going to be with us the rest of the season. So we're really excited about them and the premium level. You know, Lexus doesn't invest everywhere, and so for what we're building and for what the players are doing on the field and what the fans mean to the sport, it's just been a great partnership.
And when you see partners, you know, you have Whirlpool obviously invested in your Maryland franchises, and you have Lexus coming back. When you see brands like that want to invest not only in the league but also alongside, like you said, Miles, being an ambassador with them, to see them kind of getting in the game with lacrosse players as athletes and as people, how valuable is that, do you think, for just the growth of both leagues?
It's incredibly valuable because the way that we try to do things with our brand partners, you know, I think that we don't talk about this a ton, but it's very, very difficult to bring on a brand partner. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. And so when you bring them on, you need to make sure that you are servicing them very, very well. We say this thing internally at the PLL is that, you know, a brand partner has literally probably 100,000 different places where they can put their marketing dollars. And they're choosing an allocation to put with us. And we need to over-deliver and really service and understand what their needs are and try to deliver whatever assets are going to deliver against those marketing initiatives. And sometimes they change annually. Right? Like whatever the contract says, you might need to change that. And I know there's other big leagues out there. We've heard one of our strengths is the flexibility. I've heard of big leagues going, "Hey, I know your marketing initiatives changed and your brand changed, but that's what the contract says. Sorry, we have a bunch of other things to do." We are never like that. We're like, all right, let's deliver new assets. What type of audience are you going for now? You know, what's the brand message you want to deliver? What part of the funnel do you want to put your marketing dollars towards? What is it, more athlete driven? Is it more influencer driven? Is it more television driven? Right? We can do all of that, and I think that's one of the things that we've done really well. The team has done really well is really trying to present something that's fluid, that's seamless, and also delivers strong return on their invested dollars. So, you know, to have a partner like Whirlpool with us for the last few years, they really wanted to take a local sort of mid-Atlantic approach. They thought that was an area that's a little soft for them from a sales perspective, and they really got behind the Whip Snakes, and they'll be behind the Charm this year too. So we're excited about, continue to be excited about them as well.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the flexibility just from even a game perspective, like moving the game today from 2:30 to 4:30, just the flexibility of a partner like the St. James that has been super accommodating to you guys for this championship series.
Totally. Yeah, man, look, we have to constantly evaluate how do we create, you know, our mission statement is all about innovation and servicing the fans and players. And that's been our mission statement for the last decade. There's a lot of emerging leagues that come out and say, We're fan first. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
But we've been doing that for a while. And so the adjustment in the time schedule today was like, we got to be a little bit better about this internally. But why are the games so far apart? Saturday night, let's put them closer together so you get like more meaningful. These games are short. They're only like an hour and 15. So, and they're action packed. Let's put them together. Let's provide more value, a better experience for our fans. And I think it probably would have helped us in full transparency to do that earlier. But I'm glad that we all caught it earlier this week and had that conversation. And part of the nature of being single entity and owning all the different teams and all the different assets that we have, we're able to make decisions really quickly. And we want to be data-based and thoughtful in our decisions, but we also have that flexibility to make those changes. Now we just got to get better at making them a little bit earlier.
And I mean, you talk about partners too. Like this whole week, you have athletes on SportsCenter. You had athletes on Rich Eisen, which is a new avenue for you guys as well, with him going back to ESPN. How valuable is it to just have the front-facing athlete that is typically underneath a helmet kind of show their face on, SportsCenter, on the Rich Eisen show, and have them be able to, not only promote the league, but promote themselves too as athletes?
That's what you dream of. I think that, being a partner with ESPN, they're just the best in promoting the sports that they're behind, right? And they have this 365 incredible marketing flywheel that we feel is just really, really valuable for telling stories of the players, for telling the stories of what happens on the field, right? And the more that we can, work with their talent, the more that we can find unique stories to tell, and then they use their, platform to do so, it's really, really valuable for us. And, we try to be of a mindset to never take that for granted because, 8 years ago, this is their 8th season coming up, even 10 years ago, that wasn't the case. And so we have to be as hungry as we were, just as we were when we were launched in 2018 today, and not take a single interview or a single partner for granted ever, or we lose our edge.
How crazy is it sitting here that, you're approaching season 8 of the PLL?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I mean, I could go down this long rabbit hole about life and how fast it moves and how to do things with people you care about and take your biggest swings, but what comes up for me when you say that is just feeling fortunate. I mean, there is no doubt this is hard work. We'll get up here and we'll talk about how great things are, and there's a lot of things that are great, and there's a lot of shit. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of dark nights, and there's a lot of tears, and there's a lot of frustration, and it's hard. But at the same time, heavy is the head that wears the crown, and we got to keep pushing forward. We got to keep motivating. We got to keep getting behind these players. I mean, for me, what keeps me motivated is I get to spend time with an amazing player and understand their story and understand their motivation and how hard they're working behind the scenes. And more guys and girls are coming and becoming full-time lacrosse players and pros. And it's like, we're going to leave it all on the field just like they do, trying to continue to invest in them, where all of our players go full-time in the next 10 years, right? That's the goal. There's different ways we can do it. We're seeing that converting already over the last 8 years. About 40% of the players right now, inching towards 50%, are full-time lacrosse, whether that means they're playing box, PLL only, or playing both, having their own businesses where they're focused on growing the sport. I mean, when we first started, it was less than 10%,
mm-hmm.
And I think where we're going is going to move even quicker, and I think that's something we're really proud of.
And, as we continue moving on to a format like sixes, we're not that far off from LA 28, right in your backyard. How exciting is it, that it's kind of on the precipice, but also just the work and the attention to detail that goes into getting these athletes into the Olympics and being on that big stage?
Man, you talk to any player, and I know you talk to a lot of them, they want to play for their country. You saw what happened with U.S. versus Canada in the hockey game a couple weeks ago. How big of a moment that was for hockey, how big of a moment that was for the United States, how big a moment that would have been for Canada. But that sort of global stage, lacrosse hasn't been back in a long time. In this version, there's controversy around it, and that's part of sports. Mm-hmm. Fans are entitled to their opinion. That's all good. We don't take that personal. But we like this format. And guess who else likes it? The players.
Yep.
They fucking love it.
Any player you talk to, any player I've talked to on show, off show, they're like, we love playing sixes.
They love playing sixes because it's fun. And fans really like it. When they come and watch this, man, in person, they're like, whoa, this is easy to understand. This is digestible. Yeah, there's a lot of goals. Yeah, it's fast. Yeah, sometimes the replays, you don't get to see them as much. It happens in basketball too. And it doesn't mean we're getting rid of, traditional lacrosse. But, I mean, this is great for a global stage.
Right.
And if you're in the business of growing the sport, that's my job and Paul's job and the whole company's job is grow our audience. This is a great format to do that. And then when it's on the Olympic stage, we hope those people that are new to it are like, man, this is awesome. I wish I played that, or I want to put my son or daughter in this game, or I want to come watch now. And that's what we're hoping for. And at the same time, we have to keep building around it. You can't hope for luck, right? Like maybe it does hit, maybe it doesn't, but for us, we're certainly excited about it, but for us, it's just the fundamentals, understanding where we can improve, looking at the data, being true tellers internally around what can we do better to improve the fan experience, improve the player experience, improve our partner experience, right? Whether it's ESPN or our brand partners.
Yeah, and I think I just saw this morning, USA girls hockey just surpassed 100,000 new signups since the Olympics.
Since the Olympics.
Which is crazy to think about. And you look at what the WLL is doing, too, and just seeing the show that they're putting on and seeing, the brands that all of these women athletes carry. It's going to be so awesome that not only after this, they finally get a full season now, too.
Totally. Yeah, we're really excited about the WLL athletes. I mean, they're amazing. The fact that they're so leaned into working with our media team too. They're really, really excited. They're really invested in becoming pros, and they're really fun to work with, right? There's a lot of them that love being in front of the camera, and that's a great thing. And they're also good in the field. And we have some great brand partners. We have an advocate. Ari over at Maybelline, who continues to come back and invest in the WLL, and Whirlpool has as well, and Lexus. And there's real advocates at a lot of these brand partners that are like, I see you guys early stage, but I believe in it, and I'm going to support this thing. And that's really valuable. Like, we have OG partners like Gatorade, who's been with us since day one. Founding partner, unwavering, and Jeff Carney and Megan and what they've been doing over there for us. And there's new partners like that doing for the WLL. Gatorade's with the WLL as well, supporting that. And that's what the sport needs, right? It needs those foundational early partners that are going to help us get up and continue to grow, and then it starts to build over time. I mean, sports isn't tech.
Right.
It's not a hockey stick, right? It's like this. You need to stay in the game, you need to stay in the game, you need to stay in the game, and you get some superstars and it pops, right? And so obviously we want it to pop as fast as we can, but we're staying in the game. And we're working the fundamentals of this business, and we're just fortunate to be here and working with these amazing athletes.
And I think when you also look at LA and you look at the sports that are going to be in the Summer Olympics too, to couple along with lacrosse coming back, how valuable for you guys is it going to be to have these lacrosse players around, potentially NFL players that'll be playing flag football, potentially Major League Baseball players that'll be playing baseball in the Olympics, like to have kind of that meshing of universes almost at the Olympics on the world stage?
100% agree. I mean, you see that. You see those collabs, you see those friendships. I'd also say a lot of our players are already friends with these guys. Like Gavin Adler's boys with Jack Hughes, and Kavanaugh's have a lot of relationships in hockey.
Sauer's just kicking it with Will Shipley all the time.
All these guys are buddies with each other, and they work out with each other a lot, more so than we think. But I'm excited for them to cross over. I'm excited. The cool thing about the Olympics, too, is like a lot of these other teams will support other sports. They'll go to their games, right? They'll sit in the stands and root them on, and that's just really special, right, for the players, right? And so these guys and gals want to make these rosters. It's really starting to get intense, and I think, when we started sixes, we didn't start sixes, but we started investing in the format with the Championship Series. Originally, it was about, okay, the IOC needs to see this thing played at the pro level. They need to see the best players playing it. And so we got with World Lacrosse, and World Lacrosse invested in the first year as a sponsor with Joe, Cy, and Jim Shear building that, which is really, really important, the work they're doing there, and showcased this format, and so the best players in the world were playing it. And it also makes them more competitive. We have a pretty deep youth business, and that youth business is really focused on participation and growth. It's not focused on margin, and that's okay. Right, but we got to grow participation.
Right.
Because guess what? There's a lot of other sports that are growing participation. If we want the sport to stay alive, we need our lifeblood, which is our fans, which is our youth participants, to keep playing. And the format they love to play that we've been rolling out is equipmentless sixes. We have equipmentless sixes leagues that a coach can sign up for. They sign up, we get their information, we interview them, we do a background check. And if all those things pass, we'll do a really easy licensing deal with them, where they roll out equipment lists, sixes, and we are seeing that version boom because you don't need a bunch of equipment to try it out. You need a stick. We provide the sticks. They wear PLL merchandise, and they play against each other with a stick and a tennis ball, and they just figure out if they like the sport, right? And it's very low stakes, and it's not so intense yet, and it gets them working it, because it's not an easy sport to play. I try to get my sons to play. They're 3 and 1. They want to play soccer because it's intuitive.
Yeah.
Like getting them to figure out lacrosse is hard, and so the more we can lower that barrier to entry, the better.
When you have an entity like PLL Play, you guys extending the season by 2 games, how valuable is that for the growth of PLL Play to have more weekends, on the road with the touring format to bring kids out to these weekends and give them a taste of even more PLL and WLL competition?
It's really valuable. I think for us, we run PLL Play. We'll do WLL Play events. We have our PLL Juniors events, which are really, really amazing. We're going to be rolling out WLL Juniors soon, wrap them around our game weekends. But we do, we're doing over 400 events a year in all different markets. Some of our best markets and events we run are like in Oklahoma.
Wow.
Different parts of Texas, Pac Northwest, right? Markets where they're like really, really grateful for pros to come in.
And that's going to be great for you guys optically to kind of like be like, hey, maybe we test this as a neutral site down the line.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that the hotbeds, which, the biggest cities are the lacrosse hotbeds traditionally, right? Especially along the Northeast, and you even see it in places like Southern California, lacrosse is growing. And so those markets are really competitive, not only because lacrosse is established there, but because there's a bunch of other sports trying to get those fans. And you go to a place like Oklahoma, and the kids and the parents are really, really grateful you're there. And they're leaned into it. And so there's something to be said for that. Louisville was like that in the past for All-Star Weekend. So, it's a big opportunity for us to get more local. And it's something we're starting to spend more time on. I think that's the future for us, is how do we get more local? What's the right playbook there? Because there's really good franchises across all different pro sports that are embedded in these communities. And as David Blitzer says, who's a PLL investor, pro sports is a community business, and it's really a great opportunity for us there.
And you look at the extended season now, you guys have returning partners like Cash App, who have been around what feels like forever.
Yeah.
You bring in IBM, recently. How valuable is it to, your pitches to these brands that, hey, we're adding more games, let's do more with you throughout the season. Let's add you into, some of the creative side of things for games, whether it be, a street lacrosse, whether it be a champ series. How valuable is that when going into a pitch when you're adding on more to a season?
Totally. I mean, look, the longer your season, the more tonnage you have, right? When tonnage is basically more games live. It's the shorthand version of more games live and more games on TV. When you create more games, you have more inventory to drive revenue against. More revenue, the more you can pay players, the more you can build a more viable business. And so for us, it was always like everyone's like, we originally started 3-month season. We were like, and then like everyone else's season started getting longer, and we were stayed at 3 months, and we're like, 7 years later, okay, we should probably get our season longer too to build a viable business. Everyone else is doing it, and there's going to be a little bit of friction, a little bit of pain when you do that. But the good news is we work really closely with Brett Fruit. He's a great guy at the NLL, and he wants to sort of start their season earlier and not go as long into the tip of the summer, right? And so obviously we want to avoid overlap, and if you can see this year we're taking an early bye, so there's not an overlap with the college lacrosse Final Four. But can't go into football season.
Right.
There's a lot of our fans who are football fans. We get screamed at for that. I can talk about why we do, certainly. But, so then we can't build a long-term viable business in 3 months. So we got to go into the spring.
Right.
And that's, sometimes you got to break some eggs and make an omelet, unfortunately. And we don't want to be bullies about it. We want to be partners with everyone. That's how we've always done everything, try to do partnership. So the good news is we're doing a lot of that. And, we're excited about, a lot of our partners, the ones you mentioned, like Cash App, and I'll talk about IBM too, but Cash App really pushes and helps sponsor street lacrosse. Street lacrosse is, for us, it's a give back. We bring in, players love it. We bring in pros, men's and women. Cash App underwrites it, and we bring in a bunch of our 501c3 partners from that local city. Like when we went to Atlanta, we were Boys and Girls Club of Atlanta. We go to New York, we have a lot of lacrosse partners. We bring in Harlem Lacrosse, City, Bronx. They all play each other. The pros play on behalf of them. Winning team gets a check from Cash App for their program, right? Nike's there supporting with free shoes, STX supporting with free sticks. You know, we're not making money off that event. It's literally to grow the sport. And so,
and it's such a fun event.
It's a fun event. I remember hearing one of our partners walked away. It was like in Philly. They were like, that was one of the best events I've ever been to.
So fun.
And I realized I didn't even have a drink. And I was like, yeah, there's no alcohol. And like, it was just such a good vibe. And we've created that magic, and Cash App has continued to support that and help us build that business. And the work that our team does there, and what PLL Sys does with those groups that we bring in. Like I said, those are give back moments, and you have to be doing that. You have to be investing in the next generation of lacrosse players, and helping lower the barrier to entry with equipment, shoes, cash for their teams they play on, right? And creating an event around it has been really, really special. And guess what? I play in every street lacrosse. It's really fun to play.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone's like, oh, there's too many versions. It's like, maybe that's true. And these versions are also fun.
Yeah.
So like, isn't sports supposed to be about fun?
Exactly.
Like, let's just have fun. Let's just lower the temperature, and let's just have some fun. And we play street lacrosse like wherever. We play with our staff. We've played it at off-sites. We've played it in our parking lots. We're running around, and we're men and women playing street lacrosse, and it feels like a hoops game. I got to be careful. My Achilles start getting tight.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been great.
And, player movement, 2 windows now. We had the earlier window happen. The big one, Gavin Adler moving on from the New York Atlas to the Philadelphia Water Dogs. And, salary cap going up that allows for that player movement to happen. And it felt like that was like a big watershed moment for like lacrosse fans to be like, oh, free agency's like really legit in the PLL now. We're going to have like these big, player movement, type of stories pop off and really catch us off guard for the first time, I think.
Yeah, and we want to, we're going to be doing more around player movement, transparency. It's something we've been trying to figure out, right? It's like, how do we talk about this in a world of, pro sports, where we're really proud of what we pay the players. When we started, it was about investing 3 to 4 times what they were making, and now it's like 6 to 7 times what they were originally making, and we want to be more transparent about that. But like that movement is because we increased the salary cap so much. ESPN renewed for 5 years. We have partners coming in, continuing to invest. And, the more guys that go full-time, the more guys that can move around. Gavin Adler is one of the highest-paid players in the league, and we want to talk about what that amount is in the future. And Brian Costabile re-signing, that just wasn't a re-sign. That was a big re-sign. Big re-sign. And these guys are making real money now, and we're really proud of that. They deserve it. And we want to be able to storytell and have more transparency around that, so the off-season really means something to lacrosse fans in a deeper way.
Teams having GMs now really alleviates the coaches that were doing the double duty to be like, I can just focus on coaching and let the GM kind of handle all of the signings and player movement and stuff like that, and I don't have to, kind of split my brain in two to worry about both things.
Super hard. And some coaches like it, and some coaches are resistant because it feels like they might be giving up. But, you should sit down and talk to Coach Tierney and how he feels about having Cottle, who's a storied lacrosse coach and GM in the past as well in the pro ranks, handle that for him. I mean, he's told us it's a big unlock for him. He can focus on gameplay. He can focus on the X's and O's. And he doesn't have to negotiate with players, their agents, think about salary caps, think about like how to manage rosters, think about marketing addendums. Like, I'm just going to focus on the product. And so it's something that's an investment for us, but I think it's worth it to create a better on-field product.
Thing I'll leave you with the IBM deal.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that and just what influenced IBM to want to get in business with the PLL, WLL, and kind of back you guys going into this year.
There's a guy who, at IBM, it always starts with like a really good relationship. And one of the things that we're really focused on is building relationships. And those are hard, like authentic ones that aren't transactional. But you just got to put yourself in rooms that are a little uncomfortable. And so Paul's really good at that. Paul went down to F1 Miami, and I remember talking to him. He was like, you know, my fiance is pregnant. Like, this is like really hectic. And I was like, just go, man, just go. You're just gonna meet a bunch of people, and you're great at this. So he gritted his teeth. He went down solo, and he was in line, and this guy grabbed him, and he was like, hey, Paul, I'm Adam Lawrence from IBM. I played lacrosse. I love you guys. I love the PLL of what you're building. This is good for the game. Hey, I want to do something with you guys. And then he was really genuine about it, and it started. And then, I got to know him, and our team got to know him and his team. His head of sales, Matt, his kid plays lacrosse, and you just start to like meet these people that love the sport. And the idea was like, how do we use their AI products to get more efficiency for our team, right? And so the whole sort of partnership that we're really working on together is like a JV where we're building a solution that's going to help make our ticket sales team, who works really, really hard, more efficient with their time, right? So when you sell tickets, man, there's tons of leads, there's follow-up, there's like a lot of conversations, and it's super transactional, and they're micro transactions to some extent. And how do we make that easier for our folks in the office, right? And then eventually, if we decided we want to sell teams, we've built really good software with IBM that those teams may find valuable as they scale within their communities. So that's the basis of the partnership, truly. And they've been great early, and we're just really honored to be able to build something with an amazing, iconic company like IBM.
Had a great conversation with your Philly rep to get our season tickets back up that we give away every year.
Nice.
So that we can get new fans in the building. Pumped to be at Subaru Park, obviously.
Yeah.
And how excited for Avengers Doomsday are you?
Avengers Doomsday. Oh, man, I don't track that shit. I got my hands full.
I'm sure Paul's wildly stoked.
Paul's more excited than me, yeah.
You're the best.
Thanks,
Love
bro.
doing these Champ Series
Thanks, man.
sit-downs.
Thank you.
Can't wait for the season.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.